Todd Akin is in the news again because he just can't stop himself from saying stupid things about women and abortion doctors. Now, this video is from 2008, okay? We're not trying to pull a Fox News and say that this is something that is an outrage and a smoking gun. But back in 2008, he had given a speech about how abortion doctors are giving abortions to women who aren't even pregnant. Let's watch.
Who wants to be at the very bottom of the food chain of the medical profession? And what sort of places do these bottom of the food chain doctors work in? Places that are really a pit. You find that along with the culture of death go all kinds of other law breaking. The not following good sanitary procedure, giving abortions to women who are not actually pregnant, cheating on taxes, all these kinds of things, a misuse of anesthetics so that people die or almost die. All of these things are common practice, and all that information is available for America.
All right, so that was brought to us by Slate's Amanda Marcotte. She brought attention to this, and now people are kind of talking about it a little bit. But how exactly does a doctor give an abortion to a woman who is not pregnant?
I think what he's trying to say there is that people give abortions the procedure to make money because they're scummy people, and abortion doctors are scummy, bottom of the barrel people.
But he does make a good point about how women are basically risking their lives when they go to an abortion clinic to get an abortion, because back in the day when abortion was illegal, it was much safer for the women to give themselves abortions with, you know, coat hangers and things like that.
Well, you know,
that was sarcasm, by the way.
Yeah, all kidding aside, I'm very disturbed by his way of thinking and his logic, because I mean, he's saying that abortion doctors are at the bottom of the barrel and they run these awful clinics. Now, A, that may be true, or B, maybe that's not true. If it's true, then we got to address that. Or rather, if it's not true, then we dismiss him. But if it's true, well, why is it true? Is it because abortion doctors are somehow inherently defective people? I don't think so. It's because you make abortion doctors, I mean, they advocate murdering abortion doctors. They make performing abortion so difficult that anyone with opportunities to do something else would do something else. Let me draw a quick analogy. What if we said that car mechanics who provide oil changes are awful? No oil changes, that's against God's law. And we try to shut down garages that do oil changes on cars. What's going to happen? Well, any kind of car mechanic that has an opportunity to do something else, like work on radiators or air conditioning units or the electrical system in a car, they will do that. And only those who have little or no opportunity will do the oil changes, and they will do it out of a crappy garage under unsafe working conditions. I mean, they are creating the very problems that they are now claiming is the reason why we got to stop abortions altogether. It's a very twisted logic that doesn't make any sense and very self-serving to their weird and bizarre political agenda.
Now, isn't it strange that in the state of Missouri, Todd Akin, despite all of the crazy things he says, is still ahead of Claire McCaskill by 1 percentage point?
It relies on the fact that there are other equally stupid people.
It's very depressing.
Not you watching from that state, but some people voting for him.
Right.
And you said earlier we're not pulling a Fox News where we just dig up some old footage and like, oh, this will clue you in his state of mind. Thankfully, in this case, he has said equally stupid or perhaps more offensive things recently. All this does is confirm that he's been stupid for a long time.
Exactly.
He's consistently stupid and offensive.
Well, it's because he gets all of his facts from that whack job doctor, Dr. Wilkie, who just fabricates things about abortion and the impact it has on women and the reasons for why we have abortions. I mean, look, of course there are those who may have abortion as a form of birth control because they don't care. They think abortion is nothing. They just go. But I mean, how many people are like that? I would imagine very, very few people just willy-nilly just have abortions for the fun of it. But that's how they paint it. Like the average woman who has an abortion is a horrible...
It's like a trip to the park or something, like you go to Disneyland.
She's a terrible slut who screws around, gets pregnant, is like, oh, all right, so today I'm gonna go get a muffin, then I get an abortion, do some shopping, get my nails done. I mean, that's not how it works, but that's how they paint it.
Well, that's what Sarah Silverman sort of joked about, just going to get a quickie abortion.
Right.
Actually, yeah. Now they're pretending that her joke is the reality, but I want to actually hear more of your analogy about Disneyland.
No, just the way that Republicans, or I shouldn't even say Republicans, because it's really more like the crazy extreme right-wingers, the way that they paint women who believe in the right to choose. They think that these women, they consider getting an abortion a trip to the park or going to Disneyland. Like, hey, it's time to go get my abortion. Just like you mentioned Sarah Silverman saying. It doesn't work that way. It's a very emotionally draining process and decision for a woman to make. And are there people, I remember a very long time ago, Cenk and I did a story about this woman who had numerous abortions. I can't even remember the number. It was something ridiculous. And she was
10?
More than that, much more than that. And she had written a book about how she kept going and getting abortions because she was addicted to it. That's I know.
She's a crazy person.
If you guys search our YouTube archives, I'm sure you'll find it. But that is the extreme end of the spectrum, and Republicans will use that as the model of what pro-choice people are like.